201. All right. I'm going to let more folks in as they trickle through, but Kelsey, thank you. I'm going to go ahead and get started if you're all set. Again, everyone, thank you so much for joining today's webinar, the College Transition Series. I got to pay for this. My name is Mahara Suhail. I am one of the first-year senior admission counselors here at Elmhurst University, here to help you, all of our incoming students who are about to start their Blue Jay journey here at Elmhurst this fall, right? August 29th, first day of school. It's coming around. But join with me today is a very, very special guest, and her name is Kelsey Plefka. She's one of our amazing financial aid counselors here at Elmhurst University, who's been working here for several years, and is going to give you a phenomenal breakdown of how to pay for college. But I'm going to go ahead and turn things over to Kelsey. She's going to go ahead and introduce herself and get started, but also I want you all to keep in mind, if you have any questions, please feel free to utilize the chat box feature and enter any of your questions in there, okay? Because in the end, we will go through a Q&A and have a chance to answer your questions. So without further ado, Kelsey, I'll go ahead and turn it over to you.
Thanks so much, Mahara. Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us today. As Mahara said, my name is Kelsey Plefka. I am the Assistant Director of Financial Aid Counseling in the Office of Student Financial Services here at Elmhurst University. So my office deals with everything from completing your very first FAFSA to paying your tuition bill at the end of the semester. So I am kind of here for you today to give you a little bit of insight into the financial aspect of your first semester of college here at Elmhurst. So our presentation today is titled, I Gotta Pay for This, because we want you to be fully prepared for the financial aspect of your college experience coming down the road here. So to start today, see if my slides will advance. Here we are. Just a little bit of an introduction into student financial services, where we're located and what we do for students on campus. Our office is located in Goebel Hall. We are the building just next door to the chapel, attached to the football offices, if you're familiar with where those are located. Our office is open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We accept walk-ins and appointments at this time. If you want to make sure that we have some time reserved for you, we do recommend scheduling an appointment. There is a URL listed below there, elmhurst.edu/SFS appointment. That way you can select a half-hour to an hour time slot. You can tell us exactly why you're stopping into the office, and we can make sure that a counselor is going to be devoted to you for that time period that you select there. But if you're on campus hanging out with Mahara or any of our other admissions staff visiting for the day and you want to just pop in, that's perfectly fine as well. Our office handles mostly need-based financial aid that comes from the FAFSA application or the alternative application for Illinois aid. We also handle billing and payments. So at some point, I'm sure you will be interacting with our office staff about, the student finance portion of your Elmhurst experience. We also have several social media accounts, all with the same handle. So you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Elmhurst SFS if you want to kind of stay updated with us on social media. Alrighty, so moving on here, we've kind of just put together for you a little bit of a roadmap, kind of detailing what you can expect from your first semester at Elmhurst. So this roadmap begins for you in July and August. So in the next few weeks here, you'll want to make sure you're kind of checking in with this, make sure you're on task for all of these upcoming tasks and events. At some point this summer, your student, or you, if you are the student, is going to register for fall semester courses. Maybe you've already done so. That's fantastic. You can kind of skip that little button, move on right to the next one. After students register for courses, they will receive a billing statement. We do not send out official billing statements until you're actually registered for fall semester courses. So just be aware that anything you get up to the point that you actually register is just going to be an estimate. After you register for classes, give us about 24 to 48 hours and we'll get that official billing statement in your hands. We send those via email. We do not mail billing statements to the home address. So keep an eye on that Elmhurst University email account. It's probably going to be one of the first notifications you get to that email address. is that tuition bill. Fall term payment plans do open up on July 1st. We'll talk a little bit about how to enroll in that, but you'll want to make sure you're enrolled in that fall payment plan if you plan to use one by the 14th of August, because your first fall payment is going to be due on the 15th of August. So keep that in mind as you're kind of preparing for finances. As long as you're registered for classes prior to August 15th, that's when that first bill is going to be due, on the 15th of August. I assume that you all can kind of follow the rest of the roadmap there. Some other just points that I do want to address, some important dates on this little roadmap. October 1st is when the FAFSA becomes available every year. So you will actually be completing the FAFSA for your second year at Elmhurst College in just a few months. We do recommend early completion of that FAFSA to make sure you're eligible for all of the different grants and federal funding that you can be. So definitely put that October 1st date on your calendar to start thinking about filing that FAFSA. The alternative application for Illinois aid also opens on October 1st there. And by December 15th, if you're in that payment plan, your full fall semester should be paid off. So again, we'll talk a little bit about making payments, enrolling in payment plans a little bit down the road here, but that is kind of the end of our payment schedule for fall term, is that December 15th date. We'll move on and give you a little bit more information about your financial aid package at this time. So if you haven't already done so, you can view and accept your financial aid package through your student self-service account. Self-service can be located right on the home page of your campus portal. You'll see a little icon that's circled in red on the screen right now. That's what the self-service icon looks like. You can just click that icon and then click financial aid, and you'll have your financial aid information available there. If you see a big yellow exclamation point on the screen when you click financial aid, that means that our office is requesting some type of documentation from you. This could be for verification purposes, which directly impacts your ability to utilize your federal financial assistance or any financial assistance that comes from that FAFSA or that alternative application. So it's important that if you see that yellow exclamation point, you pay attention to it, click on and see what we're requesting from you. If you have any questions, you're welcome to reach back out to our office. We can certainly guide you through any documentation you need to submit, help you fill out any forms that we might be requesting. It's just important that you address that yellow exclamation point before we get too close to the start of the school year, because we don't want your financial aid impacted in any way. So if you haven't done so already, head to your campus portal, click that self-service icon and check out that financial aid page just to make sure everything you see is on there. Everything you thought you were getting is represented on that financial aid package. And if you still need to accept any items, you can do so at that time. So moving on to understanding your billing statement, it's important that when you get that billing statement, you do understand the financial obligation that it's indicating. Both students and any authorized users on TouchNet will have access to view this information. Now, an authorized user is a unique individual that the student indicates it's okay for us to send information about their billing to. The way you can schedule yourself as an authorized user, the way that your student can schedule you as an authorized user, is just by clicking into TouchNet. I'll show you a little bit about what that icon looks like through your campus portal. You just click the authorized user button on TouchNet and enter the individual's email address. I strongly recommend that if any student is not going to be primarily responsible for paying their tuition bill, they sign whoever is up as an authorized user. That way that person will receive information about the billing statement, they'll receive updates when new payments are due, reminders to enroll in a payment plan, things of that nature. And another reminder that our statements are not mailed to students, they're only emailed to the Elmhurst University address. So again, another great way to stay on top of those if you are the parent in this situation is to have your student sign you up as an authorized user. That way you're getting those TouchNet emails as well. Billing statements are going to include all of your direct expenses. So those are going to be things like tuition, room and board, course fees, parking tag fees, things of that nature. There are some instructors that opt to use online textbooks. Some instructors may choose to have those textbooks billed directly to the student's account. This is not the case across the board, so it's good to not assume that your instructor is going to include your textbooks on the bill, but some instructors do choose that method. So if you do see a book charge on your billing statement, it could be that one of your instructors has opted for that method of textbook receipt there. So how much will you be billed exactly? Well, in this portion of the presentation, I'd like to just go over what you can expect to see on that first billing statement. These charges are going to be specific to undergraduate students. So just so you're aware of that, if you're in one of our undergraduate programs, this is what you're going to expect to see on your bill. If the student is enrolled full-time, so anywhere from 3.0 credits to 4.75 credits, they'll be billed the comprehensive tuition. These amounts also are specific to fall semester. So we're focusing primarily on one semester at a time. So just be aware that there are 2 semesters in our school year, a fall semester and a spring semester. These amounts are specific to fall semester, okay? So you'll receive a fall semester tuition bill and a spring semester tuition bill. So you'll see these amounts doubled each semester. These figures also do not include any financial aid. So it's just ticket prices of tuition and fees that we're talking about right now. Your financial aid subtracts right off the top of it. So this is just meant to help you understand what kind of charges are going to appear on your tuition bill. Not specific financial aid information, because that's very individualized per student. So comprehensive tuition for full-time students at Elmhurst University for the upcoming academic year 22-23 is $19,931. And then every student is also billed a technology fee of $185. If the student is going to be residing on campus, there are housing fees that are associated with that. A double occupancy residence hall room is $3,262 per semester. If your student opts to reside in a single occupancy residence room, that price does increase. So just keep an eye on that. If your student is looking to live in a single, you will be billed a little bit more money for that, that style of room. If your student is residing in one of our traditional residence halls, we have 6 of them on campus, they are required to have a meal plan. We do have 3 options for those meal plans: a light plan, a basic plan, and a Blue Jay plan. So depending on the amount that your student eats, will depend on, what you'd like to choose in terms of the meal plan. From a cost effective standpoint, we recommend choosing the smallest meal plan. You can always add more money to your plan, but at the end of the school year, if the money is not spent in our cafeterias or our coffee shops or our convenience store in the Roost, you will lose it. So it's important that you're keeping an eye on how much your student is spending on food in our cafeterias and coffee shops, and maybe pricing that out accordingly. So we recommend starting smaller, and you can always switch it up in the spring semester if you find that your student ran out of money or maybe had too much money left over. Every student that resides on campus is also billed a residential network fee of $100. And please note that if you are in a residence hall that has air conditioning, there is a surcharge for that air conditioning as well. Some additional fees that your student may see on the tuition bill is going to be an orientation fee. First year students are billed $225, transfer students are billed $75. The fall semester is the only time you will see that fee on your student's account. It's a one-time fee, so you will not see that charged to you at any other point throughout your student's time at Elmhurst University. If your student is going to be driving a car to campus, there is a fee to park in one of our on-campus spots. For residential students, it is a little bit pricier to bring your car. It's $100 per semester, so $100 in the fall and $100 in the spring. For commuters, it's $50. So if your student is commuting from home and they're going to be parking their car on campus, it is $50 per term. Some other charges you may see on your billing statement are lab fees specific to like chemistry and biology labs. applied music fees if your student is taking any music classes, malpractice insurance, which happens, which is billed for specific majors who are working directly with patients and clients. So now that you have your tuition bill and you kind of understand what charges are on your account and what you're going to owe to the school, you should start to prepare for payment. Now, payment can be made through TouchNet, which is our online billing site. Again, that can be accessed right through the homepage of the campus portal. There's a little icon that says TouchNet Deposits and Payments. Students are able to enroll in a payment plan each semester. Okay, so payment plans are 5 months long. So for fall semester, the payment plan would run from August through December. Installments are due on the 15th of each month. There is no interest or fees for enrolling in our payment plan, but there is a late fee should you miss a monthly installment. Now, you would be eligible to enroll in a payment plan as of July 1st if you're already registered for classes. If you register after July 1st, then you'll be able to enroll in a payment plan about 48 hours after your registration day. We have to create that billing statement and actually provide you with some charges on your account before we can allow you to enroll in a payment plan and start to pay those off. So again, the first date to shoot for to enroll in that payment plan and make your first installment at Elmhurst University is going to be August 15th. That's when that first installment is due. If you decide that you would rather not do a payment plan and you would like to just pay your balance in full, you're welcome to do so. The deadline for that is also August 15th. So you'll want to make sure that you are being attentive to that August 15th date, whether or not you're in a payment plan. We offer 2 types of payment plans. Non-automatic, which is going to allow you a little bit more flexibility to pay in different methods, either online through TouchNet, in person, you can mail a check, things of that nature. Or you can enroll in an automatic payment plan, which would allow you to link a checking or savings account to your TouchNet account, and we would automatically pull those monthly installments from that bank account. Now, in order to enroll in a payment plan, in order to enroll in a payment plan, as I mentioned, you would access TouchNet through your campus portal. And this screen that looks very similar to what's on your computer screen right now would appear. You would simply click the Enroll in Payment Plan button that's highlighted in red there. It would then ask you to select the term. Because we are, again, focusing on fall term, you would select 2022 fall. And then you would select whether you wanted the non-automatic payment plan or the automatic payment plan. It is going to let you know on that screen that if you are late on an installment, there will be a $90 fee. It is not billing you that $90 fee at the time of enrollment. It's just letting you know if you are late, if you pay after the 15th of the month, there will be a late payment fee. The next screen will allow you to review your payment schedule. It will give you a detailed view at the different charges that you have on your account, and then give you a detail of what each monthly installment is going to be for you. And lastly, it will allow you to select the payment method. So if you signed up for an automatic payment plan, this is where you would put in your bank account information. If you signed up for a non-automatic payment plan, it would skip this section because you wouldn't need to input account information unless you were currently making the payment online. So again, this is where you would input your bank account information and your billing information if you were setting up the automatic plan. And then you would continue on to the payment agreement where you would approve the payment plan, and then you would be enrolled. So make sure that when you are enrolling in the payment plan, you get all the way to the end and click the Enroll Now button. A lot of times, some people kind of just input their bank information, click Continue, and then close the window. Make sure you're always clicking that Enroll Now button at the end of payment plan enrollment. Alrighty, so the August 15th deadline has come up and now you're ready to make a payment on your account. So let's say in this case, you're enrolled in the non-automatic payment plan or you're choosing to pay your student's balance in full. In that case, you would log right back into TouchNet and you would click the blue Make a Payment button. Again, if you are late on a monthly installment enrolled in the payment plan, or if you choose to pay in full and do not pay by August 15th, you will be billed a late fee. Late fees are also assessed for insufficient fund payments. So make sure that if you are using a bank account to make payments, you have funding within that account. In order to avoid any finance charges, make sure if you're the student, you're keeping an eye on that Elmhurst University email account, or if you're an authorized user, you're checking up on the emails. Students, this is another great reason to sign a responsible individual up as an authorized user, so you have that second set of eyes on your account. Business holds, which prevent registration for the upcoming semester, are placed on accounts for non-payment. So if you do get through fall semester and you have not yet paid your bill, we will not allow you to register for spring semester until you've taken care of that. So just be aware that that exists. And again, if you feel like you might need a little bit of assistance keeping an eye on your account, that's why we recommend signing someone up as an authorized user, a trusted individual, of course. Alrighty. And another great way to have that second set of eyes on your account or receive a little bit of assistance from a trusted individual in your lives is to complete something called a FERPA release. The Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act is a federal law that specifically protects the privacy of student education records. So without the student letting the school know that it's okay to speak with another individual on their behalf, the school cannot provide any educational information to other individuals. This includes financial aid and billing information. So it is important that if students have family or friends or any other trusted individuals that they think are going to give our office a call, send us an email, pop in and ask questions about their account, it's vitally important that they submit a FERPA release so that we have permission to discuss these situations with those individuals. Now, students, this is completely up to you whether or not you submit this FERPA release. You do not need to feel pressured to submit this FERPA release if you don't want any of this information shared with other people. We're just letting you know that we will politely decline requests for information from anybody who has not been approved by the student. If you are interested in submitting that FERPA release, you can find that right on eTrieve. You may be familiar with eTrieve because it's where we ask you to upload documents and forms that are going to be important for you at Elmhurst University. The authorization for release of student records is what we call the FERPA here. It's listed under the registration and records section of eTrieve. So you can access it on there. It's an electronic form, nothing to print, nothing to mail or even scan. You can complete it all right from the comfort of your home, all electronically that way. You have the option to approve individual access to student affairs records, academic records, as well as financial records. So that's completely up to you as the student, what you would like to approve other individuals the ability to access information about. All right, and again, once we have that FERPA release on file, we're then able to share information with family members if they reach out to us. We're not going to be emailing family members any updates or anything like that, but if your family member, friend, relative wants to give us a call, we'd be happy to provide them information if we have this release on hand. All right, that was a little bit about student finance here at Elmhurst University. Again, we do have some social media accounts, so you are welcome to follow us on those. Our contact information is also up right now. You can feel free to visit us in Goble Hall, give us a call or send us an email if you need anything after this webinar. But at this time, I would be happy to take any questions that have come up.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kelsey. That was wonderful. I feel like I always learn more and more anytime you do these webinars throughout the year. So thank you for all that insightful information. Yes, folks, guests, please take this time. You have Kelsey at your quick access right now. So any questions you have about payment plans, billing, financial aid, verification, anything that she just covered in today's webinar, please share your thoughts, and hopefully we can get through these questions right now. We already got a bunch coming right now, which is great. I love it. So I'm going to go ahead and start off and read those out loud to you, Kelsey. But before I do that, I'm going to stop the recording.